Extremely cold conditions Friday night through Sunday morning. Just how cold and how cold will it feel? Two different things that we'll be talking about right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
Alrighty, everyone, we have plenty of time. Let's kumbaya a little bit. Let's talk about your forecast, give you those details and specifics on what you can expect the next 7 and matter of fact 10 days. The first thing I want to talk about, the big story, is the bitter cold conditions that will be impacting all of us as more Arctic air fills in Friday night through Sunday morning. We may not get above freezing between your Friday night and through your Sunday morning. At least we got above freezing today, still above freezing for many areas across central Alabama. Hanging on in the 40s in Birmingham, 46 in Tuscaloosa, 32 in Coleman County, right at freezing, 36 in Haleyville, 39 in Hamilton. We have a cold night ahead of us. Between 8 and 9 o'clock, most of us will be right at that freezing mark, and temperatures will drop quickly with a clear night sky and light winds tonight. So it doesn't feel a lot colder than the temperature, but the actual temp is cold. We'll start off freezing for your Thursday morning. But what you need out the door this evening, the coat for sure, hat and gloves, and the First Alert Weather app, but you don't need the umbrella between now and tomorrow morning. The big story tomorrow is that we're going to see another afternoon pretty decent temperatures in the 40s and even low 50s and some lower 40s north, 43 in Aniana, 44 there in Coleman County. But we will see increasing cloud coverage tomorrow. Let's walk through that bus stop forecast. Your kiddos got work, school to go to. You will want to layer up for the morning. The good news is winds are light, but those clouds will be around. That will still help us to warm up though. We still got some sunshine to expect. Temperatures, we just talked about those afternoon highs. We're talking about 40s and even low 50s for your Thursday. But let's walk through our next chances of rain. Tomorrow you don't need the umbrella, but Friday I suggest you have it. We're tracking a few showers mainly for the southern half of central Alabama. I'll walk you through what areas have the best chance to see rain a little later on in the show. And Saturday I'm tracking a few snow flurries. Will we see some accumulation? Probably not. But let's walk through those headlines before we take a look at that 10-day later on. Below freezing mornings for the next several mornings. So hold on to that heavy coat. We have some warmer afternoons Thursday and Friday with temperatures in the 40s and low 50s. And then we're tracking the dangerous cold this weekend. A First Alert Weather Day in effect beginning Friday night through Sunday morning. As we get ready for the cold, this is the perfect time to go ahead and download the WBRC First Alert Weather app. You can scan this QR code right here on your screen. You'll be able to get the latest information about the weekend's First Alert Weather Days and forecast updates from your First Alert Weather team from your exact location. Though we saw clear skies today with cold temperatures, it was a different story across Alabama on this date in 2014. You probably remember it. It's Snowmageddon. Today marking the 12th anniversary of it, an event many Alabamians and other residents of the Southeast will remember forever. Because the atmosphere had more moisture than expected, snow, sleet, and freezing rain began falling earlier than anticipated. And due to the warmer weather leading up to the event, the snow that reached the ground melted and froze on impact, leading to a traffic nightmare. Many people stranded on roadways. They left their cars behind and even at school or work due to the dangerous conditions. Look at that. Ooh. Much of Alabama also seeing measurable snow during this event. Parts of Elmore and Chilton County seeing 3 inches of it. Jefferson and Tuscaloosa County saw between 1 to 2 inches of snow. It was certainly a memorable event, and as we continue to see dangerously cold conditions across their area, it is the time to be safe. Fox's Ingrid Kelly joins us now from Detroit, where she's talking to car experts about some of the potential damages that ice and icy roads can do to your vehicles.
Just take a look. When extreme weather happens outside, slick roads, icy roads, lots of snow, this is what can happen to your vehicle, collision after collision. And as a result, body shops are seeing an uptick in business. Joining me now is Sam Farage, Detroit Collision Group. So talk to me. I mean, your phone is ringing off the hook, I understand.
Oh, yes. We're getting really busy. People are getting into accidents. We can't keep up.
How are you handling that extra business?
We have to handle it. You know, we can't. We don't turn anyone away. You know, we just have to help everyone, and people have to be patient.
Yeah. What type of damage are you seeing most?
Front-end collisions, rear-end collisions, suspension collision. People slipping and sliding, hitting snowbanks, and hitting curbs. Wow. A lot of those, yes.
Yeah. You know, talk to me a little bit about the cost of all of this? I know a lot of people are insured, their vehicles are insured, but for people who have to pay out of pocket, what could they be looking at?
2,500 minimum. It can go up from 2,500 to 3,000 to 7,000. All depends on how bad the damages are and what is needed.
How are tariffs playing a role in all of this?
Part prices, part prices have jumped up a lot. A bumper we used to buy for $34 for an example from an aftermarket made in China part. Now it's about $140, $150 now. So it's a huge markup.
Yeah. And those prices are passed on to the consumer.
Yes, our consumers all have to pay those extra prices.
What are some red flags that people should look for to know they should not use this body shop?
Do your homework. Check on reviews. Make sure they've been in business for a long time. Certifications, state licenses, and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, and I think you had also said too, if someone says I can get your car back to you.
Yes. Make sure if a body shop tells you we can get the car done for you quickly in a day or two, that's not going to happen. It takes time.
Exactly. It takes time. You want your car to be in tip-top shape. And again, you know, when people say, you hear it all the time from reporters, if you don't have to go out there, don't go, stay at home. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about, because by staying at home, you stay safe and you can also keep your car safe.
Across the nation, the death toll rising to 30 after this weekend's winter storm. This comes as around 175 million people are under cold alerts for freezing temperatures, which could continue to last for days. More record lows are expected in the south and southeast. Matter of fact, this weekend, more than 6,000 U.S. flights were canceled Monday, affecting airports from Dallas to Boston. I mean, this storm impacted so many. And as of midday Tuesday, over 1,600 flights have been canceled nationwide. And check out this video of cars backed up for miles due to wintry conditions in Louisiana. This was the scene from I-20. A number of agencies, from state troopers to the National Guard, are working together to assist motorists and clear out stalled vehicles. They're also conducting personal welfare checks, delivering supplies and escorting motorists off the interstate to gas stations or shelters. In 30 seconds, we talk about what you can expect as your kids head to the bus stop in the morning. Matter of fact, I'll show it again. And we remember and honor the lives of 7 crew members aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger on its 40th anniversary. Here's a look at that bus stop forecast once again. Bundle your kiddos up as they head to school tomorrow. They'll need the extra layers. Temperatures start off in the 20s. With a southerly wind tomorrow, we'll warm up. We'll have highs in the 40s and even low 50s, but there will be some clouds around, so be prepared for that. Take a quick look at those weather headlines. We're going to talk more about that 10-day in a second, but just in case you're just now tuning in, below freezing mornings ahead. We have some warmer afternoons. I mentioned some 40s and 50s tomorrow afternoon, but the dangerous cold will be impacting us all this weekend. A first alert for wind chill, possibly below zero at times. But today in space history, we honor and remember the 7 lives lost after the explosion of the Challenger space shuttle. Matter of fact, it blew up 73 seconds after launch, with engineers tracing the problem to a O-ring that failed due to cold temperatures. The morning of the launch, one of the crew members was Krista McAuliffe, who would have been the first teacher in space. Oh my goodness. The explosion was captured on camera and broadcast to the world. It stunned NASA as well as the nation. I remember it. I was young, but I remember it. We first brought you the science yesterday about pothole formation in cold weather, and now researchers in Arizona are experimenting with a new type of pavement to prevent potholes from happening. I would love this. The team is mixing a specifically engineered dry gel into asphalt. It's designed to keep the asphalt from reacting to temperature changes, like becoming fragile in the winter and softer during summer's scorching heat. The product is currently being tested on a portion of Highway 60 in Arizona in an effort to see if it can prevent ice, or excuse me, if it can prevent ice from forming on roads.
That's black ice. So that translates to highway safety, to better roadways for users, and potentially much less traffic accidents related to ice conditions.
I honestly think this is a great invention, especially if this works. Researchers say if everyone involved in the study likes the findings, this new kind of pavements could expand to more roads across the state and eventually the rest of the country. How cool would that be? The sub-freezing temperature is not only impacting people, it's also affecting some aquarium animals. Fox's Jody Goldberg has more on why some penguins would rather be out in the sun than in this cold.
They say this cold is for the birds, but it's even too cold for these African penguins. The beach bums by nature don't do snow, below 30 degrees, and they're tucked inside at the Long Island Aquarium.
I can't tell you how many times I get people that walk by and like, oh, the penguins, they must be loving their life right now in the snow. And, I have to explain to them, oh, well, they're African black-footed penguins. They actually come from South Africa.
So when we complain about the cold, at least we can bundle up. How much worse is it for them?
Yeah, it is absolutely a lot worse because, they don't have the ability to bundle up. We don't have hats and scarves and, jackets for them. So they can succumb to things like hypothermia. Their little feet get very sensitive to that cold.
And the penguins aren't the only ones feeling the freeze. Staff wear layers. Luckily, the animals have blubber. Sea lions are fed extra fatty fish in the winter. Shows must go on, but routines are shorter to keep them active in the water.
They do have some radiant heating, some floor heating as well.
Caring for the animals isn't a 9-to-5 job. Maintenance and support teams are on standby in case of snow.
The animals don't care that there's a storm. They just want to make sure that their food is there and they're warm enough or cold enough, depending on the animal.
Colder is better for the sea otters. Lavender the owl hangs under a heat lamp, but the fish need perfect water temperature. The butterflies, a controlled blast of humidity.
We keep it between 78 and 80 degrees, and we have about a 65 to 70% humidity.
And this giant generator has to be ready at a moment's notice.
Staff has to be here to turn it on and then maintain it and maintain the habitats as well.
And as cold as it may be outside, inside there's plenty of warmth, care, and dedication. In Riverhead, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox News.
Go anywhere. We talk about those dangerous wind chills coming up for the weekend, and we head to the Lone Star State where one man is making the most out of these snow days with ice sculptures. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the warmer afternoon today. We've got more warm. I wouldn't call it warm, but you know what I mean. Compared to what we've been dealing with, we'll take the 40s and 50s over those teens and 20s any day. But we are seeing those 20s again tomorrow morning. A cold start, far below freezing, but we'll warm up to see more 40s for the afternoon. Cloudier for your skies tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. But winds remain nice and light, so it won't feel much colder tomorrow morning than the actual temperature will read. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out to you guys. We've got cold conditions again Thursday night into Friday. A little bit improvements as far as those temperatures go to start off the day, but we've got more clouds and moisture moving through, so they won't drop as low. It's still going to be a cold start below freezing. Here we are at 8 a.m. when the rain starts to move through. Temperatures are at above freezing, so I'm just tracking rain for the first half of your Friday. Mostly for areas south of I-22 and south of I-20. Rain chances, we'll say about a 40% chance at this point, but areas to the north will be mostly dry. Now, Friday night, because we're on the backside of a system that could be developing along the East Coast, we could see a few snow flurries as early as Friday night, but a better chance for some snow flurries early Saturday morning. We've got a big drop in temperatures as cold air moves in between Friday night and Saturday. Take a look at 6 a.m. Saturday. Cloudy skies, temperatures starting off in the teens, and they're not going to get much warmer than that. It's going to be a cold day the entire day, so if you have weekend plans, you will want to bundle up. We're talking about frostbite, and hypothermia could happen in minutes if you're outside and not prepared for it. Look at us at lunchtime Saturday, 25 in Birmingham. It may not get any warmer than that. The sun will be out at some point with those decreasing clouds by the late afternoon, but with all that cold air settling in, it won't feel warm at all. Sunday, we've got a cold start, and between Friday night and Sunday morning, we may not get above freezing. So we've got several hours of sub-freezing conditions. You'll want to plan to drip your faucets, cover your plants, bring those pets inside, and turn on the heat yourself, and maybe even the fireplace, because that will help out a lot. But first solar weather days, Friday night through Sunday morning for the exact reason. Sunday afternoon will finally near freezing, maybe for a brief period before we drop quickly again Sunday night into Monday. Now, Monday afternoon, we will be above freezing, but the morning, Monday, will be cold. Teens in low 20s, so as you're getting ready for work again next week and your kids ready for school, you'll want to layer them up. The sun will be out Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, we finally see more 50s in the forecast for the afternoon. 52 in Birmingham, 53 in Tuscaloosa, some upper 40s further north. Mostly sunny skies both Monday and Tuesday, with another chance of rain mid to late next week between Wednesday, Thursday. The following Friday looks pretty nice, and so does the following weekend. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we could see some highs in the 50s. I will definitely enjoy that for sure. But the cold weather still not stopping people from getting out and having fun in the snow. A man living in Fort Worth, Texas, using this as an opportunity to create a giant ice sculpture in his front yard. I would do the same. Bo Evans has more on his masterpiece.
I'm just playing and having playtime.
With each stroke of his knife, Paul Miller is creating something, well, something totally Texas.
Stock show rodeo going on. I figured a bucking bull would be a good way to represent Fort Worth in Texas.
Well, the bucking bull is very on brand for Cowtown, but one made of 3 massive blocks of ice, that's a little different.
It's a bit of an oxymoron to have an ice carving in Texas.
But when the weather gets cold enough, the chef turned professional ice sculptor loves to put on a show for his neighbors, a few of which stopped by while we were interviewing him.
We came over here to see the ice sculpture. We saw it on Facebook and we were just a few streets away, so it was a good adventure for us.
That's dirt.
It's something Paul loves to do every winter he can.
Took the trash can and filled it up with snow and packed it with water and flipped it over, and I had a block, and I carved it into a gorilla. And I don't have any pictures of that. That's been 15, 20 years from the first snowstorm, and it just kind of evolved from there.
Evolved into something Paul loves to do.
The fact that I can quickly, in a few hours, create some magic and art and see all the people come by with smiles on their face taking pictures.
Helping turn his neighborhood into a true Texas winter wonderland.
And now I want to walk you through that beyond the 10-day forecast here. Unfortunately, we're still tracking below average temperatures as we look between 8 to 14 days out from now. Now, the West Coast might be seeing above average temperatures, but yeah, the exact opposite here across the entire East Coast, including central Alabama, February 5th through the 11th. Now, as far as precipitation goes, we're looking at below average rainfall as well. Let me walk you through what some of our models are showing us rain chances 8 to 14 days out from now. This shows us February the 5th. Between the 4th and 5th, tracking a front that moves through, could see a few showers, but we look dry for several days until about the following Wednesday, February the 11th. Looks like another front may swing through, bringing us a chance for some rain. We're keeping our eyes on that beyond the 10-day forecast. As far as rainfall totals go, they look very, very low. But check this out. Meteorologist Megan Thomas visiting Brock's Gap Intermediate School today as a part of the GYM's after school program. GYM stands for Girls Engaged in Math and Science. I love it. She had a chance to teach them about the weather, and she talked to them about the Northern Lights. I know they just enjoyed that. Megan is so cool, and they got to meet such a cool person. And if you'd like to be a member of the First Alert Weather Team, if you'd like a member of the First Alert Weather Team to visit your school, we'll certainly do that. Be sure to scan the code on your screen in just a few minutes. For a second, look at those cute faces. How adorable. You can tell they truly enjoyed themselves. Girls, keep pursuing STEM. We're so proud of you. But yeah, this QR code right here on your screen, you can scan it if you want. Well, we don't have the QR code. Never mind. We'll be back with more
Explore
view.
the
There it
wonders
is.
of weather with Weather in the Classroom. Scan the QR code now to help your kids soar to new heights with Soar with 6.
It is picture time here on Weather Extra, and check this out. We begin our viewing here. This is Kaylee Doucette. She sent this in. She says this is a shot of the Milky Way galaxy over Lake Mitchell. Let me get out of the way here. So she's got a great little camera lens, but crystal clear night, and look at all the stars that she's able to see in that viewpoint. So what a neat viewing of the Milky Way galaxy over Lake Mitchell. Thank you, Kaylee, for sending that in. Hey, check this out. This is a lunar halo. This is Terry Gann that sent this in from Pell City. That is moonlight refracting off millions of ice crystals there that give us that halo effect around the moon. So really, really neat photo there from Terry Gann. So thank you very much for sending that in. Speaking of frozen, Danielle Jackson left a glass of water out on the deck, and she says that is some cold weather. It sure is, Danielle. You got you a nice, maybe mix that in with some sweet tea, and you'll be ready to go. And look at this, Debbie sent in, this is some what she calls ice flowers that are on some glass. You know, if this was in an art gallery, you'd be like, oh yeah, that is profound. I must have it. I will pay millions for that picture. So it's very beautiful. Thank you very much, Debbie. Hey, if you want to be a part of Weather Extra, send in your photo. Do it through the First Alert Weather app. Basically gives us permission to use your photo here on TV. Free download. Scroll down to the bottom. You can see where to submit photos, and you too can be a part of Weather Extra.
Thanks, Mickey. Here's a final look at that 10-day forecast. We have First Alert weather days in effect Friday night and will continue through your Sunday morning. We've got dangerous cold ahead of us, guys, so get prepared now. Bring out the heavy coat, get that fire working. We'll have more updates first at 9 and 10 on WBRC. Be safe and have a wonderful